Okay, and welcome to the live stream. We did our first episode of this yesterday. I had the game paused all this time. It's been, 15 hours or something. So the way the game works is if enough real time passes, it triggers a banter. This is Emma, and she's basically saying, kind of reminiscing about the past. It's just kind of idle chatter. She thinks I'm the sidekick. Interesting. I think this might have been added by the NPC tweaks. Okay. So as I'm doing this, I gotta pull up one thing on my computer real quick. Okay. So on last episode, we got the Ring of Protection. We killed the ogre and we viewed the caravan, but we chose not to take on the bandits. We're gonna head north now to the Friendly Arm Inn. What would you have me do, if you insist? Actually,
your wish?
Okay, so we started here, we went here, then we went here. We can go here. This is something that I think might have been tweaked a little bit from the vanilla game. But here we go. We're gonna go here. And as you can see, similar to Candlekeep, a overly fortified, non-military structure. One thing you want to do right off the bat when you get to this screen, especially if you're any sort of wizard, you want to go over here. And actually, I think we might need to go... Oh, no, we can go there this way. Okay. Okay, there it is. See this little guy? This little guy flashing? That, my friends, is the third hidden item.
Like the elves, but is more than just taking their eyes.
And that thing is actually very valuable. So let's go ahead and head on into the inn. I'll tell you more about what we just found once we get to identify it. Let's just go on in. Friendly Arm Inn. There's two guards. We have a full-blown gatehouse with a drawbridge and catapults. And this is supposedly an inn.
Hello there.
That guy is nervous about magic. You can kind of explore these buildings if you want. There's not a whole lot to them.
If you insist.
Hello, pal.
This is one place where you'd want to be careful about
You're a
stealing. Now this guy's asleep. That guy went into the other room. We could theoretically... And she can unlock things by using this symbol. Oops.
What you want?
There it is.
I've done had enough of this.
Her skill isn't high enough to get this lock. This is just open. Let's take that. And... Nothing in there, okay. So we got a sword. We can sell that for a couple gold or whatever.
If you insist.
At some point in the game, we're going to stop raiding houses like that. At some point, it just becomes cost ineffective. This is Joya. Let's see what she has to say.
Yes?
Okay, somebody robbed her blind. Creatures north of the inn. Flame dance ring. Okay, so we're supposed to go retrieve flame dance ring north of the inn by hobgoblins. Okay.
Yep.
See if there's anything to loot over here. Can't do these ones, they're being watched. I don't see anything down here.
What would you have me do?
So we'll head on out.
All right, all right.
For an inn, this is an extremely well-fortified structure, a very large structure. There's this building here. Appears to be a farm with cows in the farm field, which is weird.
Glad to meet you, friend.
Just idle dialogue. And then here's the actual inn. As you can see, it's at least 4 stories tall, probably 5. Okay, well. I'm gonna quick save. And one thing I'm gonna do, I should have done this earlier.
I have no equal, but I prefer to work alone.
So I put him in the front of my party there, putting Imoen in second position,
This
putting my mages in the back.
What need? I'll do your toil.
Hi, friend.
Okay. So this guy came up to me. I knew he was coming, so that's why I kind of rearranged my party. Says, not seen you here before today. What brings you to the friendly arm? I'm just gonna go along with this conversation. Hearing something about somebody who looks like me. I'll go ahead and own up to it. Well, that just about clinches it. By the wild sketch, would your name be Iliano Efine? Why, yes, good sir, that is my name. He says, don't move, I have something for you. And he turns hostile. Okay. So this is like the 3rd assassination attempt in like a day.
Your voice
I'm out of spells for him, so I'm just going to send him off.
Could do no
These 2 are going to missile, and this guy is going to attack. Hopefully he won't take damage. Alright, so this guy cast mirror image or whatever, so he gets a couple body doubles that you have to kill before you can actually damage him. We immediately killed one with a successful hit. The guards are going to start attacking him too, which is nice. Okay, so we got rid of that double, and then he took a little bit of damage. I don't know exactly how the mechanic works, but still pretty cool. And this is probably, and he took a little bit more damage. You can see his health is getting low. Says he's injured. This is probably the most involved fight we've had so far. Maybe the ogre was a little bit more. Okay, and he cast horror, which causes people to get scared and be dysfunctional. So I'm going to spread my party out a little bit. You know, the nice thing about horror, unlike some of the other spells, is that it causes my party to run away, but it does not cause them to attack their fellow party members, which is nice. So Czar is the only one who wasn't affected. I guess I'll have him pick up the stuff while the people are running around in terror. I'll have him equip that staff, I guess. Copy that note. Let me read it now. It says, bounty notice. Be it known to all with evil intent, bounty has been placed on the head of blah blah blah. Me, foster child of Dryan, last seen at Candlekeep. 200 coins is the bounty. Okay, so that's that. I guess I'll do a little of scouting while I'm waiting for my party to calm down. Temple of Wisdom. Okay, so there's a temple. I've always wondered what, like, they don't really declare which god this is for. It's just a Temple of Wisdom, so maybe it's, you know, kind of an eclectic temple. Still waiting on my party to calm down there. So Imoen thinks she's going to be a wizard now that she came out of that haze. So she's kind of talking about how she might want to become a wizard, which kind of is a hint to the character to you
Go suck your blade.
about the possibility of making her into a thief wizard rather than just a thief. You can, gosh, I don't even quite remember how to do that. I guess it's this. You'd have to dual class her. But right now, I want to develop her thief skills, so we're not going to do that. I think that I prefer having specialized party members rather than general all-purpose party members. And let me just check. Okay, I'm going to be getting rid of Czar and Montaron pretty soon, so I'm going to give all those spells over to my guy, and I guess I'll give him the letter as well. Let me quick save. You should always quick save before trying to learn spells. And I already know that one, so I'll put this in my quick slot. I can cast it from the scroll directly, and that is good.
Ye spoken. Go suck your blade.
Hey, friend. Good to meet a fine sod such as yourself.
How come the roads are cut off? Crawling with bandits. Okay. So we're just giving a little bit of plot information that the roads are crawling with bandits.
Please, seek yourselves whatever you wish.
Oops, sorry. There's this interesting looking guy here. I'm gonna hold off on talking to, well,
Seek yourselves whatever you wish.
I'll talk to him.
It's about time. Bring me another flagon of ale. Then why do you bother me? Be gone.
Okay, so this guy's just being rude, and he's just standing there with a giant sword. Half a mind to tell him to go stick it. Perhaps we'll meet again under more favorable circumstances. So I guess that's,
This I'll do your toil.
If you can
yeah, he's just being rude, just being mean. So I think the purpose of having him there is maybe to orient him to your party.
I'll do your toil.
Please, seek yourselves whatever you wish.
Yes, a tab.
Okay, this is a bard.
Another ale, young miss.
Offering
I'll be sure to
services.
have your funds ready.
I don't even know what this is about. I'm just gonna do a little. Oh, I have to pay him 700 gold. Yeah, I don't have anything close to that. So I guess he spreads reputation about you. There's a guy there. I think he might be the barkeep. And then there's these two figures over here. Let's talk to them.
Calm yourself, dear. We must proceed carefully.
This guy seems a little bit nervous. This is Khalid, of course, and he is with Jahira. And we heard about these guys in the scrolls. Now, her character portrait has been updated to the Baldurs Gate 2 one, which is much better in my opinion. Old friends with my adopted father. She assumes he's died. She's right. He had asked them to be my guardian, should that be required. So they're offering to take us to Nashkel. Okay. So I'll go ahead and agree to allow them to accompany me. We get a little bit of gold for having them, but now we have a full party, which is cool.
I'll do your toil.
I'll take a look at these guys real quick. First of all, I'm actually going to give my stuff to my main character, because I'm going to be selling most of it in just a moment. And generally speaking, unlike some other games, it's better in this game to sell everything in one batch. You don't gain skill from repetitively selling things. And you know, generally speaking, if you sell things over and over again, prices are going to get worse. Merchants kind of are affected by this sort of inflation mechanic, so it's kind of something you got to watch out for. Okay, so now that we have Khalid and Jaheira, Zar and Montaran, and I'm going to put Khalid in the front now.
If you wish, but I'm not a very inspiring leader.
Yeah, that'll be. You generally speaking, you want to have your strongest characters in the front. So that'll be fine. Okay.
Can I help? I can, but try.
It's been dreadful.
So he wants to interact with me. He also has weapons, just like the Candlekeep Inn did. And we're gonna go ahead and switch to my character. Cause all this stuff. And I'm just going to sell everything I can that's not important. That diamond especially is very valuable. These long swords, the Morning Star, all of that we're going to go ahead and sell. Actually, I have a quick, well, I'm going to not, I have an experiment I want to do. Okay, so I sold all those. The long sword is worth 3, and the reason I wanted to check something. I had Montaran, or Khalid actually, with a charisma of 9, go up and ask to make that sale. I wonder. I don't remember if this changes my prices if I, with my charisma of 13, or maybe oh, actually I should have Imoen do it, just to test this out. I don't know if having Imoen go up to make the sale affects the prices based on charisma. I don't even quite remember how that works. But I can go back and check my longsword price, and it is still 3. I don't know. I'll have to research that a little bit. One thing we could do is we could run over to the temple next door and
Can I do my best?
get my items identified. Or I can look and see if I want to buy anything. Now, one thing I probably should buy for people, I could buy a sling and bullets for Jaheira. Okay, and then I can also buy better armor for her. I can buy better armor for about everybody. She can actually wear a splint mail, it looks like. So I'll get that for her. And I don't remember what he's wearing. Okay, Montaran. Well, I don't want to buy for Montaran. Yeah, so I think I'm going to stick with this for now. Maybe a few more arrows for Imoen. I'll buy 3 full stacks of arrows. I wish they'd sell them in stacks of 80 rather than 20. Okay. So that's going to do it for now. And then, yeah, so Khalid already has splint mail. Jaheira's going to upgrade to splint mail. I'll throw this leather armor down here. Put the sling in her hand, give her a couple bullets. So she's at least, you know, not completely worthless. He's wearing leather armor. So I guess that's not an upgrade. That's what I meant to send it to him. He does have this short bow, so I could give him some arrows, I guess, until we get rid of him. And then we'll get Imoen all equipped here with more arrows. She's basically just using arrows. Before we get rid of Montaran, I'm going to grab his short sword and potion. And then, of course, I'm doing fine with my sling. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue exploring. So
I'll do my best.
Let's check back here. This appears to be the kitchen. Let's go upstairs.
I need some help.
So basically at this point, I'm just reading my guide here. we are basically just going to encounter about 3 or 4 people on these floors. So we're on the second floor right now, and the one person on the second floor is somebody named Unchi. Hold on 1 second. So if we return, we have this girl of piercing, and let me show you the guy.
If none are better.
There, okay, so there's a guy somewhere.
What need ye dead? Sleep lightly.
What you want? This way.
Who wants us to return that girdle?
Yes, I'll do your toil.
This way.
So I'm looking for this
Can
guy,
I
but in the
do my
meantime,
best?
I do want to loot these rooms if possible.
I've done had enough of this.
See if anyone can actually break into one of these. Alright. I'll have
Something troubling you.
Have need of me?
Nature's servant
on
awaits.
my strongest strength character go try to break that. I guess it's Montran. That's crazy that he has the highest strength.
Better be. I'll do your toil.
Yeah, he's not making any progress either. Okay.
This way.
Okay, no luck trying to pick this lock. This will get a little bit easier once she levels up. It's early in the game, so it's really hard to do a lot of this stuff. Okay, so that's not budging.
What you want? This way.
This is kind of the general quarters. I could probably get away with looting some stuff down here as long as I'm out of his range. Let me try this one. Yes. Okay, well, I came into his range. I was kind of nervous about that. Okay, now this guy is the guy. This is Unchi. And you give this girdle back. I have it here.
What would you have me do?
One of these girdles is his girdle. But it's a pretty good girdle. It protects you from +4 to armor class from missile damage. So we probably want to keep that because all he gives us, excuse me, that's a yawn. All he's going to give us is a reward of, let's see, 800 experience and 70 gold, or possibly 95 gold in a book. And frankly, I'd like to keep the girdle because I think it's more valuable than that. So we're going to keep it.
Yes?
All right,
Yep.
let's try this.
I'm gone.
These 2 rooms real quick.
A man shouldn't speak to his better unless spoken to first.
These nobles are the stereotypical nobles. Okay, we can try to loot this one. And no luck on either of those, so let's get Montran in there.
I'll do your toil.
We'll probably come back later in the game and get these pretty easily. But I'm just seeing if it's possible to do it now. Doesn't look promising. No. Okay, so let's go on and move up to the 3rd floor.
Better, I'll do my best.
Okay, the 3rd floor, there's a couple things we gotta do. First of all, there's the
How
pantaloons.
long must we wait here? Things stir to the south as we sit.
She's really antsing to get going. And she's detecting imbalance in Emoen. That's Jaheira, the new one. Okay, so we need to talk to Landarin, which is this one right here.
A pleasure it is to meet you.
Spider infestation, interstellar, and Beargust. 100 gold pieces if we get rid of it, so we have a new quest. And then the other one is the pantaloons. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken...
I've done had enough of this.
Yes.
No time to chit-chat.
Golden pantaloons. So I'm going to go along with his ruse and say I'm going to get your pantaloons taken care of. And we get that item. This is a kind of a gag quest. but it is funny, and it actually can result in a good item eventually. We're going to keep them until Baldurs Gate 2, because in Baldurs Gate 2 they become something important. So, pretty cool. Okay, so that's all we really need to do with the friendly arm. We're on the 3rd floor. The building looked like it had at least 4 or 5 floors, so I think they're taking some artistic liberty by not showing more floors. Should we go out and deal with these hobgoblins? And if we go back to the map, I can tell you that there's absolutely nothing else in this map other than the hobgoblins. And they're just north of the inn. They're basically right up here. But there's a wall that comes around, so we have to go around. So the apartment that I live in, the heat is... There's something wrong with the heat. So... Everybody's temperature is maxed out at 67 degrees right now, and it's like minus something degrees outside. So it's really cold. And I'd like my apartment to be a toasty 76 degrees. But alas, I'm stuck with 67. So I turned my oven on, and I just opened the door pretty wide. And I've actually got it up.
You said something?
Up to 71 now, so I'm pretty happy about that. This guy used to be a bandit. Just kind of talking about it, chit-chatting. Alright, let's see how everybody does in combat, because these hobgoblins are going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and move back, because I don't want to deal with more than one at a time, if I can avoid it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead.
I must.
Alright, so that one went pretty well.
If none are better.
And the nice thing about these guys, I mean, you can take all their crap and sell it, but they also give helmets. And helmets are useful because they prevent critical hits. They limit the ability for enemies to do critical hits and, like, kill you.
I can, but try.
With criticals. Okay, so we're going to kind of keep this distance here. Let this guy come to us. And then we're going to get him.
For the fallen! Yes, oh omnipresent authority.
Okay, Jaheira took a pretty nasty shot there. And that's just the nature of these early battles, is you're going to run into a lot of people that can do some damage. Like, if that happens again, Jaheira's dead. So I'm going to keep quick saving. And every time I quick save, theoretically I will have made some progress. I'm going to start giving all the crap to Khalid. Put this helmet down to Montron. Okay. So basically it's junk. It's the equivalent of junk in World of Warcraft, for example. You just sell it for something cheap and try to get rid of it from your inventory. You can make a small amount of money, but not much. Quick saving as I go. Okay, we got another one. The good news is these guys don't have bows and arrows, which if they did, that would be a much more potent threat. Oh, that was quick.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
I like how he's quoting Opperman. That's lovely. Oh, and Khalid's out of carry capacity already. I'll give the swords to Jaheira. Okay.
Spare no one.
For the fallen!
Spare no one. No. If I must.
Keep Zan out of danger here.
Can I help you? You have need.
Okay, send everybody in. Ooh, yikes. So Jaheira took a big shot there. We're gonna have to heal her. There's the flame dance ring that we needed.
Can I help you?
There we go.
If none are better.
You can click your inventory while you're standing over the items that just dropped, and you can drag them to some other party member. It's kind of a shortcut. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on Jaheira, actually, because she is a druid. Should have gone over this when we got them. Khalid is a fighter. Level 1 fighter. Not bad stats, but not great. If he were to get a strength enhancing item, he'd be a pretty good fighter. But he's very shy and nervous, so that's kind of his personality. Jaheira, on the other hand, is a multi-class druid / fighter. So she fights and is a druid. More useful overall. Also pretty good stats overall. And the thing with her is she has spells. So if you click on her, she's got this spell book, and she's got 2 Cure Light Wounds and 1 Entangle memorized. So that means that by far she's our most powerful spellcaster at this stage in the game. Gonna go ahead and cast Heal on herself. Okay, so now she's back to 9 out of 12.
You have need of me? I can, but try.
And she's our best cleric for the time being. And we can keep going this way. I think there might be some more hobgoblins, but I'm gonna just head back to the house where we want to turn that quest in, and then we'll be done with this area. I'm probably gonna... I might take a break, and we might do another stream in about 30 minutes or an hour after I turn this quest in. So at that point, I think I'll go on to the next area of the game, and we'll have a lot of fun with it. I will preview the next area while we're traveling. It's going to be Baragust, and that's going to take a minute, so definitely a good place to pause and cut off this stream and initiate a new stream. One thing I definitely want to do, by the way, if you go to different edges of the map, you open up new areas. So if I were to go up north and go up, I would open up a new area up here. And one place I want to go is right over here, which means I have to go to Baragust and then over, or come over here and go down, really, because there's a character there I want to get. But we'll do that next time, or possibly the time after that. Generally speaking, you want to build out your party as quickly as possible, because then they can start leveling up together.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Yes?
So we gained 1 reputation.
Goodies, make me sick.
These 2 evil ones don't like us being good.
Orion would be proud of your actions.
So we got 400 experience, which is great. Much better than the flame dance ring itself.
Insufferably
I'll do my best.
I'm going to go into the inn and sell this stuff, and then let's have a sleep, and then let's call it a stream, shall we?
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Okay, so...
I'll do my best.
I'm just going to go up to this guy and just sell it without regard to pricing issues. I think they might have tweaked that inflation mechanic a little bit and made it a little bit less draconian. Okay, so 54 from that. See, those bastard swords that Jaheira just sold were 6. Now they're 5. That's the inflation mechanic. So, you know, you just kind of want to keep that in mind as you sell things off. That they get less valuable over time.
If none are better.
Okay, so let's go ahead and grab a rest. I'll do the royal room because I get more healing. This mage is like going after Emo in here. Nice little cutscene here, the fireplace. Okay, so now we're all rested, mostly healed.
Can I help you?
Healing spells were cast on rest, so that means that Jaheira healed. It looks like she healed herself. Everybody gained a couple of hit points from sleeping just without healing. And if we were to sleep again, both of these, well, Montron's the only one with
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
missing HP, so
You must gather your party before venturing
If none are
forth.
better. Can I?
but he would have been healed if we had slept again. Okay, so we're outside now. It is daytime. I guess there's one last thing I want to do before we move on.
You are amusing, in a what the hell is wrong with you kind of way.
You live longer if you don't annoy me.
You are welcome
Perhaps
here in
even a week or more.
Okay, so this is the temple. This is similar to the Temple of Agma in Candlekeep. You can buy things. So you can actually have them cast spells directly onto you. You can make a donation, which over time can lead to a better reputation. You can buy things like potions. Very expensive at this point in the game. And then you can identify. Also somewhat expensive, but not as completely terrible. Okay, so I really want to get all 5 of these things identified. I have 800 gold. It costs 100 per. So I'm just going to do them all. I'll leave me with 300 gold. That's enough to like live off of, but it's worth it. Okay, so let me show you what we got.
Your wish?
Okay. Ring of Protection +1. Armor class and saving throws get +1, so that's really good. And I guess I'll wear it for now. Keep me a little bit safer. And then we got this one, which is the Belt of Antipode, which gives us cold resistance and doubles fire-based damage taken. So it's good against cold, but it makes things worse against fire. I'm not that interested in that belt, but maybe. This changes the wearer's gender, and it's considered a curse. So this one's funny, but it's not. You can only get it off with a remove curse spell, so it's kind of annoying. And this one is Elves Bane. Armor class +3 versus missile and piercing attacks, and I'd like to wear that as well. I might give it to, actually, I'm going to give it to Imoen for now, because she's an archer. So this, if she wanted to go to archer, she'd have +3 to missile and piercing for a total of +4, so she'd be -1 on both of those categories, which is great, especially at this stage in the game. Okay, finally, and probably most importantly, ever memory, is a Ring of Wizardry. Crafted, can memorize double the amount of first level wizard spells. This is an amazing, amazing item. With this, I can now memorize 2 spells, and so every time I have a new spell that I can learn at level 1, it doubles it. So it's a very powerful item, because eventually I'm going to have 4, which means that I'm really going to have 8 or something like that. So now even with 1 I have 2, you see, so I can pick another spell, and I think I'm going to go with the sleep spell for now. We might change that later, but that is one of the many spells that you can use to incapacitate your enemy. So
I'll do my
very
best.
pleased about that, very happy to have that identified, and let's move over here and get ready to go. Let me just briefly comment on this setup here. It is a fortified keep. So this is the keep, and we have a wall connecting to the keep and going all the way around with outbuildings, a couple houses, this area here, which is some sort of building, one farm, a temple, something over here, little storage places, So, you know, again, for an inn, pretty darn elaborate. This is a castle. This is really, it's a castle. Okay. So, that completes our Friendly Arm Inn area. And, again, next time on Baldur's Gate, we're going to be going south to Baragost. Now, we'd have to click on this one first. I'll show you what I mean. Well, walk to the edge of the map, and then it's gonna ask. It'll trigger us moving south. And we can't just click on this. We have to go through this one first. And each time you travel to a new area, it takes a certain amount of time. So we're 8 hours in here. The good news is we've already explored all of this area. I wonder if I could probably take out those bandits now.
I can, but try.
I guess I could go, well, we're getting attacked. Oh, these are Svarts. These little guys are they're just kind of annoying, but they're not that powerful. Wow, Khalid just massacred that one. Okay, so getting a little bit of treasure here. They also carry short swords. Okay, so that's nice, and we took no damage, so that was a win-win. Got 45 experience. Yeah, let's try this one. I'm gonna quick save. So I think what we want to do for this kind of battle, we know it's gonna be a little bit tricky, so we want to set up for it. So he's a fighter, a thief, and MON is
I've done had enough
a
of
thief
this.
as well, but her backstab ability is not gonna be very high, being level 1 and all. So I think I'm gonna keep her
Your
off to the
voice
side.
with my tongue.
Hurry up! All right, all right.
You spoke at me? I'll do your toil.
So I think we're gonna repeat the attempt that we had the other time that we did this. Try to have him hide in the shadows. Okay, there's another Svart.
A death
Ow.
will be in me.
Ow.
If I no get help.
What you want?
Well, that's not what I anticipated.
Yep.
This better be. I'll do your toil.
I care not. This way.
You have need of. I can,
My
but
blade
try.
will cut you down to size. I've done had enough of this.
Okay, so that didn't go well.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
So I'm gonna have Jaheira heal this guy.
I'll do my best. Can I can, but try.
Okay. Let's try again.
Hardly with my tongue.
What need ye dead? Go suck
What
your
you want?
gun.
I'm gone.
What would you have if you
You
insist?
spoke at me?
Okay, let's try this again.
Go suck your blade.
Trying to remember exactly where this was. I think it was like right over here. Maybe right here. He's having trouble hiding in the shadows.
You have need of me, if none are better.
This better be good.
Yeah, his... By the way, you can check thief skills by clicking on abilities or skills. Yeah, here we go. So his move silently, hide in shadows is 45-35. Backstab is double.
What need ye dead? Go suck your blade.
There we go. Finally got it. Okay, here we go.
If none are better.
Ye spoke at me? Sleep.
Okay, so I know who these guys are, so I can go ahead and just attack, and I know that I'm not gonna be killing innocent people or anything. Okay, good attack. 19 damage there, which is excellent. So I'm going to send him off to flee, with the hopes that he doesn't take too much missile damage on his way out here. And then these guys will come in and clean up the mess. And we'll send spells. We'll do a spell on this guy, and I'll have my guy
Your wish?
do a spell on this guy as well. They do not like me. Okay, well this is fun. So far so good. Let's see how it goes. Yep, I knew he was going to take
This better be
take a
good.
shot there.
Sleep lightly, Taskmaster.
Okay, so we got that spell off, and this spell will be coming in soon.
You have needed me?
Jaheira, or where?
You've
Come on,
attacked-
Jaheira, get in. Oh, freaking A. Well, I meant for her to melee. We'll see if she can still make it in. I'm going to change him to archery. And he's dead. That's excellent. That's very important.
Your voice is ambrosia.
Have him do a drain on that one.
Hurry up!
I'll use the scroll on him as well.
Methinks you'll be pushing up daisies before the eve is through.
Okay, at this point, we're just banking on a little bit of luck, and excellent. That is really handy that he died there. That was a really good shot. Okay, now we're gonna have Zar, the annoying one, move out of dodge.
What would you have
Change
me
him
do?
to missile,
Ye spoke at me?
and then just cross our fingers and hope we can kill this bandit leader before he kills any of us, or she. I can't tell what gender. Looks like a she, actually. Wow, we are doing well.
Nature's servant awaits.
And Cleet did take a hit there, but that's okay. We won. Excellent. Well, that was good.
Yes, or the group.
Something about going out in nature. I did change topics there. Interesting. So, you know, there's interesting little dialogues. You can really get into those if you want, but I think they get a little bit annoying. And it's what pisses me off is when they like start a dialogue right in the middle or after a battle, essentially. Okay, so these guys had some pretty good stuff. Plenty of gold. These arrows are worth their weight as well. And then we got this thing. This is Eddard Silvershield's fibula. It's a brooch, and from a bandit, and one of the Dukes of Baldurs Gate. Something named Eddard Silvershield that we want to return that to, so that's good to know. These are bandit scalps. They can be turned in for quite a bounty, so we want to collect those. Split mill is actually fairly valuable. Shortbow at this point I'm going to stop collecting. I'll take the sword, and he's almost overburdened. And then I'll have my others get the rest of it.
This better be sleep lightly.
Let's have Jaheira get in here and take some of this stuff. Take the scalp, arrows, that. I'll leave that. Same with that. And that. Okay. And that is pretty much all we want from that. It is now definitely raining. And we want to head south, so we're going to just head due south here. And we're going to call it a stream here in just a moment. One thing I probably should do is consolidate my bandit scalps So Jaheira can be the keeper of bandit scalps. We have 4 now. I believe they get turned in for 50 gold apiece, so that's 200 bucks. Okay, so this opens up Baragos. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and travel, but then we'll call it once we get there.
What do you need?
Here we are in Baragos. They're bickering about damaging some clothing in a fire or something. Okay, this guy's offering me directions. I asked for a good tavern. He tells me about the different taverns. And that's it. Okay, so we're now in Baragos. You can't see any of it, but it's basically a big city. You can see the edge of it here. We're going to be exploring that next time, not today. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we're going to end the stream now, and we'll pick it up here when we return. We'll see you next time on Baldur's Gate.